Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about random variables, and there are two that we're going to talk about. So if we're using discrete random variable, that's where we have like set values. So maybe our set is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Like rolling a dice, we have these outcomes. And so those are discrete outcomes. So it's called a discrete random variable. We can also have be continuous. And that's where we could have any possible real number in between two numbers. So maybe we can get between 1 and 7. But that means we could have an outcome of 1.5. We could have an outcome of square root of 2. No, not square root of 2. Let's say 2 square root of 2. Things like that. Okay. We could even have pi. So it's any number, any real number in between 1 and 7. So continuous scale. Discrete, we have individual values that are allowed. Okay, now it says a supermarket has 3 checkouts, A, B, and C. A government inspector checks the weighing scales for accuracy at each checkout. The random variable x is the number of accurate weight scales at the supermarket. So it wants to list the possible outcomes. So if we have scales A, B, and C, and then we basically have our outcomes. So we could have the outcome where none of them work, and so the outcome would be 0 working scales in that store. I'm going to do dots for successes. We could have A work, we could have only B working, or we could have only C working. Each of those would give us an outcome of 1 working register. We could have B and C working. We could have A and B working, or we could have A and C working. Each of those would give us a 2. And the last one is they all work, which would give us an outcome of 3. Okay, so that's all the possible outcomes, and then it says what values of x correspond to there being 1 accurate scale. So if there's only 1 accurate scale, x has to equal 1. Okay, at least 1 accurate scale. So at least is going to give us 1 or more, so the values for the discrete random variable are going to be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, if you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculator.